Welcome to Tiger Talk. Great to have one of the greatest Tigers of all time, Sean Landeta, with us. Sean, let's start from the very beginning. I know that you were a very good athlete as a youngster. Lock Raven High School. I know you were a fantastic soccer player. When you were a kid, I remember you were in Little League with my brother, and everybody was scared to bat against you. You threw harder than anybody else in Little League. How did you become a punter?
That's really a great story. I actually started punting and kicking when I was 9 years old because the Baltimore Colts won Super Bowl V on a last second field goal. Me and every kid in town in our neighborhood, we wanted to be Jim O'Brien because he was the hero. So when we would go play our tackle football every fall after school, besides playing, we would kick and punt. We'd kick field goals over the volleyball net, because certainly we didn't have goalposts. But it's just something I would do every fall, and I just kept getting better and better at it. I liked it, and I never played until I was a senior in high school, but that's how I actually got started because of the Colts winning that game on a field goal.
So you say you never did it in high school until your senior year. How come not as a sophomore or a junior? Why'd you wait till your senior year?
That's a good question. I mean, I always liked doing it for fun. I just never thought about doing it for the team. And in August of '78, when I went to get my senior picture taken, as I was leaving, I just by coincidence bumped into the coaches, Ben Petrelli and Bob Helms, in the hallway. And they just said, "Hey, Sean, how's your summer? How's baseball going?" And one of them said, "We heard you can kick pretty good." And I said, "I like doing it for fun." And they said, "Well, we'd love to have you come out for the football team. You'll know all the guys on the team. They played baseball, and which I was playing, and baseball was my favorite sport, still is my favorite sport. But that's how I got started. Every once in a while I say to myself, man, if I didn't go that day at that time to get my senior picture taken, I probably would not have bumped into him, and I never would have played.
All right, so you have that great chance meeting. You obviously did well at Lock Raven. How do you end up at Towson?
Well, we had a guy that was a part-time coach named Willie Frank. Willie
I remember Willie.
Sure. Willie had gone to Lock Raven High School, and he was at Towson, and he would help out with the coaches over there. And he also would help out with the coaches at Lock Raven High School. And so he was there with me every day, and he saw me practicing and punting. And he's the one that let the people at Towson know that, you should get over and see this kid that can kick and punt at Lock Raven. So, interestingly enough, they sent a few coaches over to watch me play. And the game they sent those guys to watch me, I punted well, but the punter from the other team punted much better than I did. I mean, he really had a good game. Might have been the best game he ever had in his life. Who knows? And they left there thinking maybe we're looking at the wrong guy. And they told me this later. At the end of that season, I wrote letters to all the big schools because, like every high school kid, you want to go to a major college. And I was so thrilled that they wrote back, but they all said the same thing. Thanks for your interest in our program. We don't have a scholarship for you, but if you enroll in school and make the team as a walk-on, we'll give you a scholarship. And I kind of thought about doing that, but at the same time, there was a pride factor. I wanted to say that I got a scholarship going to college. And Towson was the only school to offer me that. It was a part scholarship, but that didn't matter to me. So that's how I ended up going to Towson.
Hey, hon, I'm gonna order some pizza for the kids.
Or order Subway. We ate foot-long subs all the time growing up.
They ate it so much, Dad opened one up in the shed.
What's in the turkey breast?
Turkey breast.
Interesting. What's in the Italian BMT?
You come here every day.
Good food that's good for you? Well, good for you. Now get a free footlong when you buy two. And order ahead for quick and easy pickup. Because it's footlong season.
Now, we all know you had a tremendous career in the NFL. You're one of the greatest punters of all time. But what a lot of people may not realize, when you were at Towson, you were also the field goal kicker. And at one point, you had the longest field goal in the state of Maryland at 57 yards. You had beat Burt Retchichar's record from the Baltimore Colts. So it didn't make any difference whether it was the Colts, Maryland, any other college in the state. You had the longest field goal. Did you enjoy being a field goal kicker?
You know, I liked it more than being a punter. And there was a time there early on that I really felt like I had more talent to be a field goal kicker. But as my career went on, I didn't have enough accuracy to do it at the NFL level. At the college level, I did okay for the time. But it just turned out that in my years at Towson, I became a better punter than a field goal kicker. But I actually liked kicking field goals better, but it wasn't what I was the best at. So that's how I ended up being a punter. Would have loved to have been good enough to be an NFL field goal kicker, but quite wasn't accurate enough. But fortunately, okay to do the other part.
All right, you made a 57-yarder for Towson against Delaware State. What was your range? What do you think the longest you could make, or what's the longest you ever made in practice?
Well, sometimes if it was a breezy day with the wind at my back, we used to be able to use a 2-inch tee, a block, to be able to put the ball on. I mean, now they don't allow that anymore. So that certainly helped you get height and trajectory on the ball. So on breezy days, a number of times we would make field goals from 60, sometimes 65 yards. One of the only times I've ever been disappointed at Coach Albert, who I think the world of, and we all do. We were playing a game my senior year, and it was very breezy. And before the game, not only me, but the other team's kicker was making them from 65 yards going one way. Basically, you just had to get the ball up in the air and the wind would just take it. So there came an opportunity for a 61-yard field goal, and I was pleading for him to try it. And he said, "We can't make that." And I said, "Yes, we can. We made 5 of them before the game." And he said, "No, we got to punt. Go punt." And I've never been so angry in my life to go punt a football, because we'll never know. But again, if I would have made it, I certainly would have got credit for it. But almost any kicker that day would have been able to make that kick just because you had so much wind at your back.
All right, we only got a couple minutes left, and we've talked through the years at halftimes of games on the air. We talked so much about your NFL career, but there's one thing that always stands out that you love to mention, and I don't remember what the year was. There was a year where you and Dave Meggett both made All-Pro, and when you go down the list of all the guys that made All-Pro that year, more prominent than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an amazing thing. I mean, I remember that year, one of the All-Pro teams they picked, I think it might have been the AP, which is the best one. I was looking at all the names on the list, and Dave and I were there. And, on the right, they have the colleges where all these guys came from. And, I'm reading the colleges, and it's, Alabama, Penn State, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, Towson, Florida, Georgia, Miami, Syracuse, University of Michigan, Towson. And then I'm reading, and at the end, I'm like, there's only one school on here that has more than one guy. And of all the colleges in America, it's Towson University. Are you kidding me? How could that be? I've told those guys at Towson for years, I'd like to get that to you, and you guys should kind of blow that up and put it so the kids can see it, and just highlight not our names, but just where it has the universities. Highlight NFL All-Pro team and highlight the 2 places it's Towson, and underneath, have it written in, say, the school with the most players is Towson University, no matter who the players were. Just the fact they came from Towson. I mean, that's really an amazing thing. If you think
It is. It is. And it's always amazing to talk to you, Sean. We appreciate the time. Never enough time, because you have so much to say and so many great stories. We appreciate the time and appreciate all you do for Towson. Thanks for being on Tiger Talk.
Well, I appreciate it, Spear. And again, appreciate your friendship through the years. And there's never been a bigger Tiger supporter anywhere than you all these years. And thanks for your friendship.